Linda Medeiros for What's Linda Cooking. I am at the Council on Aging, and of course I'm with ORCTV. We are filming here at the Council on Aging like I do every single month. And today, it's June, but it's a very dreary day in June. It's kind of not quite monsoon, but it's quite, it's filling up my pool, okay? The water's filling up my pool, which is a nice, that's a positive spin on the whole thing. So, normally a recipe like I'm going to cook today is something that I love because I can make it up ahead of time and, serve it a few nights or for lunches. And it's a great one, and it's nice and it can be nice and cool. So, what I'm cooking today is a great chopped salad. And I'm also doing some oven-fried, boneless, skinless chicken thighs along with it, okay? And what I love about it is you can cook the chicken, store them in the refrigerator, make your salad, but not with the dressing on it, and you can actually just, kind of make it, have it a couple of nights, or if you're like my husband, he takes whatever we made for dinner the night before, he takes it to lunch the next day, and you can do this. It's like a prep once and serve a few times kind of a meal. And I don't know about you, but I love salads. A lot of times it's one of the easiest things to have as a side dish. This particular one is a main dish. You'll see what the different things that we have in it, because there's a lot that goes into this particular salad. So, without going totally over time, I'm going to get started with what we're doing. And the first thing I'm going to do is do the chicken, because I need to get that in the oven. And I already have some in the oven, so, for the magic of TV. But first I'm going to take just a baking dish, and I'm going to throw some olive oil on it. And I have a feeling I'm going to need more olive oil in a minute, but we'll see. And I'm going to take a brush and kind of brush it. So this is how I oven fry, is I will put oil in the bottom and then drizzle some oil right on top of whatever I'm oven frying, okay? Because I, don't want all the splatter, although I love frying, I don't want all the splatter and everything in my house. So this is my kind of, doing this, and I do it with boned chicken, and I do it with pork chops. I'll do it with veggies if I wanted to. I'll do it with all kinds of things like that, okay? So that's the first thing. Next thing I have here is some boneless, skinless chicken breast and chicken thighs. And yes, there is fat on them. If you want to trim the fat off of your chicken, you can do that. I do not trim the fat all off of my chicken and stuff. I just kind of let it go, huh? Go ahead. Okay. So now I'm just going to dredge it. And this is very simply, I'm just going to be coating it. And the first thing that I have right here, people are trying to see here, the first thing I have right here is some flour. Okay? And I've got this seasoned up with a little bit of salt and pepper and stuff like that. And then we've got some egg. And I thought I got some egg, but I guess I got some left over here, so it should be good. And we're just going to kind of mix this up a little bit more. So all I have in here is some egg and a little bit of cream. I like a little bit of cream in there. Or you can put milk in it, or you can do water in it, and there's a little bit of flour bits in here too. And then the next thing I have here is my breadcrumbs. And I if you've been seeing me for a while, you know that I, at home, don't buy breadcrumbs. Okay, because I always have some kind of bread that's going to go bad, and I just toast it and turn it into breadcrumbs. In fact, the other day, I had some really, really great garlic bread. And it was, just some garlic bread, and nobody was eating it. So I actually just, threw it into the food processor, whirled it up, and I had the best garlic breadcrumbs. And then I just put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. And I used them right out of the freezer. Okay? So these are plain breadcrumbs. So we really need to season these up. And I've got some garlic right here. And this one's kind of hard to get out of here. And I also put it in here, but I'll put a little bit more in here. You can't have too much garlic. And then we've got some, you think so? I don't think so. And it's really a superfood. Not this stuff, but the real garlic. We're going to use the real garlic in a bit. So we've got some onion powder here. And I love the flavor of onion powder. I go through this a lot.
Now, is garlic and onion powder, is it just dried
Yes.
garlic and onion?
Yes. Now there is, somebody asked, and I don't know if you heard it, but is garlic powder and onion powder just dried and ground up? Yes, that's what it is. If you get the onion salt, if you get the onion, the garlic salt, then it's added salt into it, okay? And I think I just put some salt in here, didn't I? No? Okay. So we're gonna put, I did put some in, okay, I'm gonna put more in. And then a little bit of black pepper, or white pepper, whatever. We're gonna put that in there. And I'm just gonna use my hands, because that's what I do. And we're gonna mix it up, okay? And mix it up. Now, if you want even more seasoning, yes, you could put the seasoning in the egg too, okay? And have it that way too. So, we're gonna take our raw chicken, and you can use your hands or you can use a thing, whatever you want. I'm just going to move this just like this. I'm gonna dredge it, and then into the bath. And sometimes it doesn't totally coat. And you know what? I don't really get overly excited or whatever about it if it doesn't get totally done. And sometimes, if I want extra crispy, I'll do it again in the egg. Yes, I double dip. So I will do that too. And I'll make a bunch of these up, and then we'll just serve these and have them, because I'll eat this cold too, or I'll heat it up. And I heat it up in my toaster oven. I don't heat this up in the microwave because I find that it ruins the coating and stuff like that. So that's why I just kind of, just heat it up in the toaster oven. And I think the toaster oven is one of the best inventions known to man because it's a nice small little oven. And sometimes it's just my husband and I, and we, I'll just cook a whole dinner in the toaster oven. You know, I have a good sized toaster oven, so I'll just heat that up. And in the summertime, it doesn't heat up my entire home, okay? The same thing, I absolutely love the slow cookers. I have a slow cooker in our line, and I use my slow cooker even in the summertime. And people will be like, why would you do that? Well, because I don't want to heat up my kitchen. And it's a small little appliance that really doesn't heat up the kitchen. So, and then if it's really hot, here's what I do. I put it outside. And I let it run outside all day. Nothing touches it. It just, I put it on my my porch because you can, if you have an outlet out there, you can do that. And I just let it go. And then I'm cooking my meal outside, and it's not heating up my house at all. So those are just some of the things that I do in the summertime, because like I really don't want. Sometimes I don't want to grill all the time, and I want things like this or whatever. So because I'll do this in the toaster oven too, just a few of them in my toaster oven. So that's just some of the things that I do. And I love this system of dredging my meats and my veggies because the flour helps it adhere, and then also the egg and the breadcrumbs. I just love this type of setup right here. It makes it really easy too. I also use this with dipping chocolates and stuff like that. You know, when I have chocolates, when I'm making homemade chocolates and stuff like that. I know, I'm a little crazy. I do things like that. You know, I think I told you about my friend Chris once called me up and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm making gnocchi for lunch. And she's like, what the heck is that? I said, oh, it's a potato pasta. And she's like, don't you believe in a sandwich? And I said, no, why should I have just a sandwich if I have time to do that? So, and you know what? Cooking is good. It's healthy. Do you know that there are studies that say, I'm going to put this right over here. There are studies that say that if you get kids cooking in the kitchen, by the time they're 8 years old, they grow up to actually cook more as adults, more times per week, and that makes a healthier lifestyle. Because when we go out to restaurants, what do they have in it? The portions are huge. They're full of processed carbs and stuff like that. So it's much healthier to be cooking at home. okay? And as my daughters always tell me, I should not talk too much about health because I am an overweight woman, but I do know a little bit about that. So we're just gonna put a little bit of oil on here. And what I love about the crumbs is you can use, if you wanted to, whole wheat and stuff like that too. You can do whatever kind of crumbs that you want. Yeah, you can do that. But that's just white too. And it's just toasted a little bit more in bigger flakes. Okay. I usually just do my, like I said, I usually do my own. So this is going to go into an oven for about at 425. I usually do them for about a half an hour or so, and I'm going to put those up there. I'm going to take the other ones out in just a little bit. But I'm going to start building this salad. I'm going to take these off now, and we're going to start kind of building this salad that I have. So what I have here, thank you my dear, is just some romaine lettuce that I spun dry and cut up. So I actually got the hearts of romaine and, you know, cut them up, spun them dry. It's less expensive that way because let's face it, I mean, we all have to watch our food bills and stuff like that. Unless you're like my sister who doesn't. But you know, a lot of us have to do that. I'm gonna get this out of the way. Maybe if I put this right here, it's a little bit better. And I'll put this right there. Okay. So what I also did was I cooked some pasta. Okay? And I just kind of cooled it down and stuff and just like rinsed it a little bit. And this kind of bumps up the main dish aspect of the salad. Now, if you do not want to put pasta in the salad, you don't have to put pasta in the salad. If you like quinoa, you can maybe do some quinoa in the salad versus the pasta. Quinoa is a grain. I love quinoa in salads also, and I made one. Look at the archives of the What's Linda Cooking videos on Vimeo, and you will see one of the recipes that I did with quinoa. And that is a fabulous grain. And you saw I had a little bit of tomato in there. And then I also want to put a little bit of bacon in this, okay? So we're just gonna cut up some bacon, just like this. And I'm saving the other bacon for the other salad. So, because I have two salads going here at the senior center. Because we normally feed about 30 people here. That's what I'm typically, when you're seeing me cook here, typically I'm cooking for about 30 people. You know, sometimes there's 30 people here, sometimes there isn't. You know, it all depends. So we're just gonna put this, bacon in there. And then I'm gonna show you what I did with the tomato. And I'm gonna switch to a serrated knife because a serrated knife is a little bit easier to cut tomatoes with. We're gonna cut this in half, and then I'm just going to squeeze and get rid of the seeds. So I'm de-seeding it right here, okay? And then we're going to cut it in half. I'm gonna cut it this way, and we're just gonna do a rough cut like this. Now, what I love about this salad, if you don't like tomatoes, you don't need to put them in there. It's not a problem, okay? Whatever you, and if you like beans, guess what? You can add beans to the salad if you want. So many different things that you can add to enhance the salad. Now I've got some green onions. If you don't like green onions, I have one daughter who does not like green onions. So for hers, maybe I would do something like red onions or maybe no onions at all, okay? I'm partial to green onions, but I also absolutely love red onions in a salad. I just think that they're just phenomenal, okay? And a lot of times I like shallots too because shallots give a nice flavor. In fact, this dressing that I'm going to be making is supposed to have shallots in it. Who forgot the shallots? Me. Okay, so no shallots for this dressing, but that's okay. I'll put in a little bit of onion powder. Okay, so we've got this green onion. So this is going in. Oh my gosh, the salad is looking good. It's looking good. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little avocado in here. Okay? I love avocado too. Absolutely love avocado. I could eat it just plain with a little bit of salt. And Rob is shaking his head. He's nodding his head. He's like, yup, avocado is great. So we've got this, and I always get one that's a little bit softer. And let me see if I can get this to come out really nicely. Let's flip this around. Maybe I can get it this way better. Yep, there we go. Huh? Yeah, you like this little thing. It reminds me of a vacuum cleaner belt. Right? It does. But this is the handiest tool. It's called a scoop loop. It is the handiest little tool that you will ever use. So I'm just going to take that. I use it a lot for taking the seeds out of peppers and stuff like that. I'll turn this around, take it this way, bigger spot, and then, oh, this one didn't come out as nice as that one, but that's okay. Oh, we're getting some of this. See, I always say, Rachel Ray can say cut, I can't. Okay, so now we're just going to cut this. And I've got a little bit of a face over here because she doesn't like avocado. It looks like you don't like avocado.
I've never had that.
You've never had avocado. Well, take a walk on the wild side now and have some avocado. It is, the first time that I had avocado, my Auntie Marie, she was the original. She is such a free spirit, my aunt, and I love that about her. She, grew up in the Bronx, decided she didn't want to be in the Bronx, moved over to Massachusetts, had my cousin, and decided got married, and then her and my Uncle Jim decided that they didn't want to stay around here. They got a motorhome, and they went out, and the only reason why they got married was my mother had said, Marie, this was in the 70s, some of those southern states, if you're not married, they could take your child away from you. So they got married. And so they got in their little bit there, and they went across the country and settled in Colorado. Then she got sick of Colorado, came back to the Cape, and lived in the Cape for a while, then decided they didn't want to be there anymore, moved to Hawaii. Then didn't want to be there anymore because they had health issues. Now they're in Sacramento. Okay, so, and they've traveled all over the world. Love, love, love them. They're just so, great, great people. But anyways, I digress. I went over to her house when she was in Colorado. I was young. I went over there for a conference. I said, I can get into a car and drive from Denver to Colorado Springs. Drove there, no GPS at that time, by the way. Got there, no problem. And she's like, she's making guacamole. I'm like, what the heck is guacamole? I've never had that. It looks really bad. Yeah. I'm like, no. And she's like, oh my gosh, I've never had guacamole. So I tried it and I fell in love with it. And I am like obsessed. I can eat it without the chips, just spoon it in, just like that. So it is just one of the, and avocados are so darn good for you. So you should be adding more avocados to your diet because it is really, really a superfood. Okay, so let's make this dressing, and I'm hoping I can make the dressing. Let's get this. Oh, wait a second, I'm forgetting something. Feta.
Oh, that's
Do you know what my thing is? Everything tastes better with feta, okay? And so this is one of those things that I add to salads or blue cheese. The original thing says blue cheese. I'm going to tell you, I just love feta. I'm just putting feta. Okay, so we're going to save some of this feta for the other salad. So we've got this in there. And if you don't like feta, you don't have to put it in there. You can put whatever you want. I'm going to tell you, feta, everything's better with feta. So we're going to add some garlic to my Manny here, my manual food processor. I call him Manny, my sous chef. And we're just going to put that right in there. Take that skin, throw that away, or you can put it in your compost. I used to give these to Sylvia, God rest her soul. She was my sous chef here, but she's not here anymore. So I'm gonna put that right in here, right here. Okay, and maybe I'll put, I don't know, a couple more. Like I said, can't have too much garlic. In my book at least, can't have too much garlic. Okay, so one more. And then we're just going to add our normal kind of suspects with just one addition to make it a little bit creamier. So I'm going to add some white wine vinegar. So we're just gonna add this, take this off. Add some of that. I'm making a lot of dressing here. So I'm gonna add that. Gonna add some honey. If this will come out, yes it will. If it doesn't, honey doesn't go bad, okay? So if it is solidified, what you wanna do is put it in some warm water. Take the whole bottle and put it in warm water, okay? And it will soften up, or you can put it in the microwave, just very quickly in the microwave, please. Do not put too much in the microwave. So this is gonna be instead of the normal sugar that I put in, because I think honey is better. And you know what? I see a lot of signs for local honey. There's a place out on, what's that road? Mendel, maybe Mendel? I don't know. That they have local honey. I see a lot of hives around. We should all be probably having beehives because the bee population is in such peril. And all of our cranberry bogs and stuff like that need them. So, you know, and our orchards and stuff like that kind of need those. So, I'm gonna put some olive oil in here. And then we're gonna put a little salt. Someone is tiptoeing in, going underneath the camera. There's no like, you know, I'm telling everybody what happens. You know, my kids always tell me I don't have a poker face at all. I have a sister-in-law who doesn't have a poker face. That's what I love about her. You know exactly what's going on in her mind by looking at her face. I love that. My kids also tell me I have no filter, as we were talking about earlier. Okay, now I'm just putting in a little bit of whipping cream, just to make it a little bit, I don't know, creamier. And I gotta watch out because we don't want to make butter or whipped cream in here. So I gotta watch out how much I'm whipping this. Okay, so I want to emulsify it. And here's the dressing. And I might actually add a little more cream to this. I am. There we go. It does look good. I made this the other night, and my family just went crazy over this dressing. So, let's see, I'm gonna taste it, and I always taste it with what I'm gonna be cooking it, you know, what I'm gonna be eating it in. So. That's good dressing. Guess what it means in it? Was that surprising to anybody? No. Oh, I might not be able to get any honey anyhow. I might be all done. It is coming out?
Yeah.
It's coming.
Okay.
I have to heat that up.
Just a little. There isn't, but I'm gonna put it upside down. Because I might need to make more. A little more dressing. Okay, so now we're just going to dress this. Put that in there. Just like that. Take one of these. There's a little onion that's left over in here. I'll put that in there. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It's fabulous. It's a fabulous salad. Okay, so guess how we're gonna serve this. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a plate. Because this is a main dish salad. So we're gonna take this plate. Be nice if we're gonna put this right in the center. Oh my gosh, this has got so many yummy things in it. Let's get some of this. This is gonna be Carol's plate. So Carol wants all the yumminess.
See, I agree.
She does. You know, you'd be my sous chef, and there you go. Okay, so now we're gonna take the chicken that I had in here out, and we're gonna serve it with, oh my gosh, look at that.
Oh, that looks so good.
Oh my gosh, isn't that like, I get so excited about this thing.
Wow. on the pie. It's nice and golden and crispy looking.
Isn't it? I love oven fried chicken. I just get so excited about it. It's one of those easy things. Let me see which one I'm gonna take. Take this one. Woo! There we go. So here we go. We've got our chicken. And like I said, you can, if you want, you can, I'm gonna cut it. I know, it's very steamy. So we're gonna move this. You can put it on top or you can put it on the side. Look at that. So you can put the salad, don't dress the salad, put it in your refrigerator, make up a bunch of these. You're gonna throw them in the refrigerator, individually wrap them and put them in the freezer. Because don't get the garbage, it's already done. Make your own chicken cutlets. Make your own chicken nuggets for your kids instead of going, to wherever to get them. Make them or buying a package of them. Make them yourself. The chicken nugget type things, all it is cut up into smaller little strips and then done the same exact way. So much healthier, so much better for you and your family. So this is my oven fried chicken thighs with the chopped salad. The recipe is going to be, I'm going to put it on my website and my Facebook page. The website is www.what'slindacooking.com. No spaces, no apostrophes. And also my Facebook page, because you really want to like that page too. www.facebook.com/what'slindacooking, no spaces and apostrophes. So, this is Linda Medeiros. I hope you enjoyed it today. And I'm at the Council on Aging for ORCTV and What's Linda Cooking. I will see you next time. Have a great day.